Hi, Liz from Bad Mum. This episode today is about losing weight when you're perimenopausal or menopausal. The excuse I've been holding on to for the last 5 or so years, actually, probably since I hit 40, so close to 8 years, is I've hit 40, your metabolism slows down, it's a lot harder to lose weight. Then I started to have the perimenopausal symptoms. I've had a few blood tests which confirm whatever the hormones are. That even the last two tests I've had, the doctor said, "Hey, you actually are not postmenopausal. Like, we don't know, but you're pretty much there." So what I found was I was using that as an excuse to eat shit and not exercise. So, downing a pack of marshmallows on a Saturday night, eating lots of gelato, eating a lot of takeout, and just basically, not eating right. And I used to really love exercise. So when I was younger, I used to do a lot of netballing. But when I had my now 16-year-old, I pretty much gave that up and stopped doing it. And that's maybe when the weight started to creep on. I then, about 10 years ago, like, did boot camp. I was still eating not great, so I was still having, chicken and chips for lunch and all that sort of stuff. But I was at a good weight, to the point where actually I was in this bikini, and I'll never forget it. And I was standing in my parents' bedroom. They've got a pool, and I'm looking at myself. I'm like, "Damn, girl, you look hot." And I was really happy with my body. I don't know what the fuck happened, because it went to shit after that. So I think I reached my goal. I'd worked really hard for it. And then I was like, "Oh, I can eat this, I can eat that." And it slowly started to creep back on. Since then, of course, I have worked full time, run my own business. I have 4 teenage kids. I always use them as an excuse, always put myself last. Oh, that's one of my kids now, playing Fortnite and pretty much, yeah, swearing. One of the other subjects I'll get onto in one of the other podcasts. Anyway, so I think this year, because I've got 2 kids that are now in their 20s, they've left home, thank the Lord. I've got a 19-year-old, if only she would leave home, that would be awesome. And I've got a 16-year-old. So now finding the time, I've got a bit more time for me, whereas when your kids are really little, it is super hard, and I completely understand that. So this is for probably people that are in that menopausal stage, and probably kids are maybe a little bit older, so they have a little bit more freedom to maybe look after themselves a bit more. So anyway, I got to the stage where, not sure about you guys, but I was lying in bed in the morning before I got up, and just feeling like shit straight away. Like, didn't eat well the night before, of course didn't exercise. Get up, look in the mirror, everything I put on is tight, uncomfortable, don't even want to go into a change room to even try on new gear, because I come out completely depressed because those fluorescent lights. Can you imagine if they made you look fake tan in a change room? You'd probably buy so much more shit because you'd look like 5 kilos lighter. And I just didn't even want to go to the shops, try anything on. And because also I was creeping up in sizes as well. So I think I was up to possibly nearly 3 sizes to what I originally was like 10 years ago. And not only that, but I'd always start, even my kids, "Oh, Mum, you're the Monday lady. I'm going to start on Monday." So I would pig out on the weekend. As I said, gelato, marshmallows, cheese and crackers, anything basically. Coke Zero addict for sure, and definitely a sugar addict, no doubt about it. So I don't drink. That's time for another podcast, but I haven't drunk for nearly 12 years, so I replaced my alcohol with sugar, which a lot of people who don't drink do, actually, because it's just another vice that we have. And so I'd binge. I'd probably do Monday, and then I'd give up. And I was like, "Nah, stuff, it's all too hard." And then I'd have hot sweats. I wasn't sleeping properly, felt like shit. It was just a vicious cycle. Anyway, this year, I don't know, started to be a little bit more selfish, and saying to my kids, "You work your own shit out. I'm done. I've had kids since I was 23. I'm about to turn 48. Like, people told me that, I was thinking you have kids till you're 18. No, you don't. You have them forever. No one tells you that shit. Like, I'm sure they do it, like, to get you into the cult to make themselves feel better. It's like watching Married at First Sight. That show, I reckon, is so popular because people sit on their lounges looking at their partners going, fuck, we're awesome compared to those losers. Do you know what I mean? Like, it just makes them feel good. So I think there was, like, definitely a bit of that happening. But anyway, I walked in. My dad's about to turn 72, and he's always had a bit of a belly gut and always fought against sort of losing weight. Once again, not like super obese or anything, but just quite a bit overweight, high blood pressure, that sort of thing. And I walked in. I was like, oh my God, what the fuck have you been doing, Dad? Like, you look incredible. He's actually quite short and he's got a beard now, so he looks like a little leprechaun, but super cute. And he just said, I've been following the Fast 800 diet. And my first thought was, oh my God, that's ridiculous. 800 calories a day. Oh my God, you're going to starve yourself. Then you're going to go and eat normal. And then you're going to put all the weight back up. Like, rah, rah, rah. Anyway, I thought, fuck it. I'm going to read the book. And I do not read, like, at all. So got the book. Found it actually really quite interesting. So it's by the author of the 5-2 diet, and which supposedly heaps of people had lots of success with. So basically in his book, he says to do it for 2 weeks and continue it for longer, like, if you want to. But I think the whole premise behind it as well is in that first 2 weeks, it really kickstart your weight loss. And it is actually incredible how little you need to eat. Like, I don't feel like I'm not starving. I have cravings, but I'm not hungry. So my cravings were massive, especially the first week. Day 3, literally, I wanted to stab someone in the face. Like, every time, like one of my kids or whatever, even just rang me, I wanted to kill them. So, like, anyone spoke to me, and if you got me in traffic, I was a psycho woman. So just to withdraw from sugar and also Coke Zero. So I gave that up as well. And what we did was we actually started a WhatsApp group with my dad, who had been doing it for about 4 weeks, and he'd lost about, I don't know, let's just say 7 or 8 kilos, which is pretty phenomenal. And then my mum decided to join in. Once again, not a big lady at all, and you probably wouldn't even notice that she's lost, like 8 kilos because she's actually really little, and she doesn't hold weight in her face. Whereas for like my dad and I get a double chin and I get quite bloated in my face, so you can sort of really notice it in my face. And also I just found around my muffin top, like I'd never had a stomach before. Like, I always was pretty proud of my like flat tummy, and even after kids I was like, yeah, it's looking pretty good. As we know, the older we get, I've got some sagging happening there, but generally speaking, it's pretty cool and I'm quite happy with it. But so I thought, so mum got on it, I got on it, my sister got on it, and one of her girlfriends got on it. And what we started doing was posting the meals that we were eating each day. So you can have 3 meals a day on this. You've got to keep it within 800 calories. And I highly recommend you read the book because, as I said, I'm not a dietitian or anything like that. And you got to check with your doctor and do all that sort of stuff. This is just what I found really worked for me, and I tweaked it a little bit and I've changed a few little things. But so what we did was, as a group, I found it really quite motivating, and sometimes I found it really demotivating. So basically we'd post every day sort of what we were eating, just to really motivate each other to get started. And they've got recipes in the book, and I'm not a cook, but his prawn korma, oh my God, it was yum. Like, I really loved that. So pretty much followed it very strict for pretty much the first 2 weeks. Pretty much did everything in his book. Now, at the same time, I started to listen to, call it a podcast. I didn't even know what a podcast was at that time, but I was listening to YouTube while I was walking. I bought AirPods for my ears because I was trying to do it with the corded earphones, and it was driving me insane. So I wanted to do some walking. I tried meditation. Look, at this stage, I sort of still can't do it. Like, I do it every so often, but no, it's really not for me. I'm like ADD, and I find it really hard to switch off. So the way around that was I found walking and listening to these YouTube videos, TED Talks, all that sort of stuff really good. And I came across Mel Robbins. And I reckon for me, that pretty much changed my life. So she talks about the 5 second rule. Once again, Google her, get onto her website. I think she has a book. I haven't read the book about it. I've just been following her on YouTube and listening to her talks. And basically, her 5 second rule is, oh God, in a nutshell, I'm probably going to get this wrong, but basically, we think about doing something and our brain takes about 5 seconds to go, no, that's not comfortable. How about you stay in bed? And we talk ourselves out of doing stuff. When you do the 5 second rule, you literally talk from 5 to 1 back, like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, bang, get up and get out of bed. So what you're doing is reprogramming your mind and you're switching on another part of your brain. As I said, don't know the details, get onto melrobbins.com and she'll be able to explain it a lot better than I did. But so I said to my husband, right, I'm going for a walk in the morning. Now, as I said, I was always going to do it on Monday, never ever did. But I don't know, something's changed and I just decided enough was enough. So, and also in addition to that, I did Marie Kondo. I watched her episodes. I found it a little bit frustrating, but I love the whole idea of it. So it was hilarious. I Marie Kondoed my whole friggin' house. I did everything. One weekend, made the kids do theirs, everything. And if you don't know what Marie Kondo is, it's just a way of clearing out your shit and getting rid of stuff that doesn't spark joy. Now, the clothes I was holding onto that were in my thin days made me fucking depressed. Every time I looked at them, made me feel like shit. So I'd held on to them for like eight years. I'm talking like really expensive jeans or something that I didn't want to throw out because I was such a tight ass. And so I Marie Kondoed the whole lot, got rid of it all, and literally just had my fat clothes left. And it was like, okay, cool, I'm okay with that. Not really, but I'm okay with that. So and then I started listening to Mel Robbins as well. So this was all happening sort of at the same time. I'd obviously felt that change was a coming. And her 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 rule, 5 second rule was like just life changing for me. So got all my gear out, my walking gear. I'm like, where am I going to walk to? And I'm extremely lucky. Like we downsized to an apartment last year and we live in the Sydney suburb of Crow's Nest, and it's 5 kilometres for me to walk from my door over the harbour bridge and then 5 kilometres to walk all the way back. So I thought that's what I'm going to do every morning. Takes me about an hour and a half. I do that minimum once a day, and I've even now started doing it twice a day, sometimes even 3 times a day if I've got time, because it does take a lot of time. But I just thought, that's it, no more excuses. I'm doing this, I really want to make a change, and if I'm going to do this like Fast 800, let's give it all I've got. So I started walking as well, bought my AirPods, listening to like this motivational stuff, Mel Robbins a lot. I like Joe Rogan, even Gary Vee for business stuff. Like, I didn't even know who these people were, which is hilarious. My 24-year-old would talk to me about this stuff, and I just roll my eyes going, yeah, whatevs. And now I'm chatting to him and we're having really good conversations about life and who we listen to and stuff like that, which I'm really, really enjoying. So he's opened me up to a world of different opinions and people and stuff like that, which I'm finding really interesting. But the other thing I found about walking is I tried to start like jogging. I'm like, yeah, I'll jog. I've just never been able to get into that whole jogging thing. It does nothing for me. And I'm getting old, I keep telling myself, so I really don't want to injure myself. So the walking's good, but I find it like, I think for me it's like meditation, because while I'm listening to these YouTube podcasts, whatever the hell they're called, I'm switching off from what's going on. And because I'm doing it early in the morning, I'm not getting emails, I'm not getting phone calls for work, my kids are still in bed, like I'm not getting interrupted. So I don't know, it just makes everything clearer, and I really, really like it. Now, what time do I get up? One of my son that still goes to school gets up at 6:30 in the morning. Poor bastard, he's got a long trip to school because we moved areas. So at the beginning, I was like really guilty, and I'd wait for him to leave, and then I would go. And then I just said to him, mate, I can't be up for you at 6:30. like you're 16, turning 17. You can do this shit on your own. Not that I ever did anything for him. He just liked the company of someone being up at that time, which is completely understandable. But I just sort of had to say no. I need to do when it suits me. Sometimes I've got to be work at 7:30 in the morning. So if I leave at 6, I don't get back till 7:30, 7:45. So that just doesn't work for me. Some days I was walking at 4 a.m. Just set the alarm. Oh my God, I felt so good when every time I've done it, I just feel really good, and I haven't missed a day. Even rain. I walked one day in the pouring rain. It was like no excuses are going to stop me walking. So I was doing the Fast 800, did that for 2 weeks, and sort of have continued to do that. But whilst listening to my podcast and everything, I started listening about intermittent fasting. And a great guy to listen to is Dr. Jason Fung, Fung. He is, I think, a kidney specialist, and also has a lot of diabetic patients. And he talks about insulin, and which I had no idea had anything to do with your weight. It's really, really interesting stuff. So get on and listen to him. He explains why if you're eating constantly, you will not lose weight because of your insulin spikes, and it's because of insulin that is the reason that you don't lose weight. And it was really interesting because what I realized was when I was younger, even in my 30s or whatever with kids and stuff, I never ate breakfast ever. Never been a breakfast person. Sometimes I'd have like a really big lunch and then I wouldn't eat dinner. So I was never really a big dinner person either, because I'd always give my kids like their dinner like when they were tiny, when they were little, and then I wouldn't really have anything. So I think I was really intermittent fasting that whole time and didn't even realize, I don't even think it was called anything back then. So what I found just with lifestyle and everything since then in the last 10 years, like a lot of takeaway, a lot of just eating for the sake of eating. You're sitting down watching Netflix. So whenever I'm at home, it's a trigger for me. I'm like, so what I do now is if I think about eating, I'm like, okay, I'm going for a walk. Best thing. I walk, listen to stuff, takes my mind off it completely, because it's really, I'm not hungry. Like my stomach's not growling for food. It's just more cravings than anything else. So it's definitely a mind over matter thing. Anyway, so I did that for 2 weeks, lost a couple of kilos, thinking, yeah, great. Started doing intermittent fasting. So I would eat stuff like a can of tuna in oil. For dinner, I'd have like chicken breasts, like half a chicken breast, or like cut in half, with peas. Like I was craving peas for some bizarre reason. So I wasn't doing keto or anything like that. But I was definitely cutting down like my carbs. But because I'm gluten-free anyway, I don't eat gluten. So I'm not, as much as I love bread, I can't eat it. So I wasn't eating that. I cut out my Coke Zeros, drink lots. So I've got a soda stream. So I drink lots of water. I need fizzy stuff. So I drink a lot of soda stream, just water, no flavoring. And cashews are my downfall. I eat way too many cashew nuts. Like they're like my lollies at the moment. Like I just get handfuls of cashews and I eat them really slowly, but I really, really love them. And after about 4 weeks, I think it was about 4, I was plateauing. So I'd lost about 5 kilos, I think. And I just wasn't moving for like a week. I was getting really frustrated. And everyone else in the group's going, that's this, that's that. And I'm like, fuck you all. Fucking menopause. Like, I can't lose weight. Like, this is all shit. And everyone's like, stop eating cashews. And I'm like, oh, whatever. It's not the cashews. But what I did was I ended up doing a 4-day water fast, which was bloody hard to do, but easy at the same time. But you've got to be really emotional. I wanted to go longer, but I ended up having a massive fight with my 19-year-old daughter, and I'm blaming her that she made me eat and break my fast. It was really frustrating because I reckon I could have gone for longer, but I was too stressed out. Sleep's like super important. So it's really important that you get really good sleep. Like for me, it makes such a difference. And on that 4th day of my fast, my daughter had woken me up several times that night because she's nocturnal, and I hadn't slept. And I was like a psycho woman on day 4, and I broke my fast. I did it properly with some bone broth and some veggies and whatever, but I found that got me over my plateau. And from when I started till pretty much 6 weeks, I think I've been doing it for just on 7 weeks now, I've lost 8.5 kilos. From my biggest weight, which was like around Christmas time, I've lost 13 kilos. And that was me just being a little bit more careful with the sugar and stuff I was eating back then as well. So I'm now below my goal weight. I don't want to lose anymore. Like, I'm perfect. I went shopping. I was in smalls. I was in the change room, like loving myself sick. I was just like, fuck girl, you look good. And yeah, I'm like super confident now. I still weigh myself every day. And basically, I'm just not eating any shit. I'm just eating whole food. So now I've reintroduced like banana, apples, pear, grapes, tomatoes. So like I'm doing that. I have a yogurt as well. Like, I'll have a strawberry yogurt. That's probably the only thing I eat out of a package, and that's after my dinner. It's like a real treat for me, like a real bit of a sugar hit, even though it's like low in sugar. I think it's about 4 grams of sugar or something. But so generally speaking, if it comes out of packet, I'm not eating it. Like, I go down to my local Rough and Bear, which is all gluten-free stuff, and they have like this divine beetroot salad with like a cashew, like I'm cashew crazy, a cashew sauce thing. And that's what I do when I eat out. I also have pieces of Atlantic salmon, which I got from Aldi. You buy them in a frozen pack. I think they're $25 for a frozen pack. I'm not sure how many's in the pack, but they come in their own separate satchels. I just stick them on the barbie while I'm microwaving my satchel vegetables, and within 10 minutes, my dinner's done, and it is fucking divine. I look forward to it every day. Like, I love, love, love it. And then I'll, like, as I said, for lunch, I might have a beetroot salad or something like that. So I still don't have breakfast, never have. But if we're at home on a Sunday and we walk over and have brunch, I'll have like scrambled eggs and bacon, and I just don't have any toast with it. So, and it's actually incredible how much your taste buds change. And it's taken me this long now, but I have bought 2 packets of marshmallow bunnies ready for Easter Sunday. I will not lie. Part of me wants to shovel those in my face so hard on Easter Sunday. And the fact that I've got them in the cupboard, I think that's showing me really good self-control. I don't know. I don't know whether I'm going to eat them on Easter Sunday, because I'm just so happy with where I am. And it was really funny. I went to family's baby shower, and it was gorgeous, and it was really lovely. Like, I walked in and everyone's like, oh my God, you look really good. Like, you're so skinny, like, rah, rah, rah. And it felt good. Like, I felt great. And, but my gorgeous auntie had gone and bought like gluten-free cupcakes, especially for me, gluten-free cake, especially for me. And luckily she'd made a really healthy like dip thing. So there was lots of carrots and celery sticks, which I literally just ate the whole time I was there. She's like, no, you got to have cake that's gluten-free. And I went, look, I really, really appreciate you doing that for me, but no, I'm just, and my whole thing was nothing tastes as good as skinny. Like, I know people say it's not the be all and end all, but for me personally, I just feel really good. I feel really healthy. I have lots of energy. So I'm just checking the time because I've got to be in an appointment. And I don't know, I'm just really happy with where I am. So I went shopping, I bought new clothes. As I said, love myself. So if anyone wants to give this a try, I'd highly recommend it, because the whole menopause thing is absolutely fucking bullshit. Like, dude, I've had blood tests. I know that's where I am hormonally, and yet I was still able to lose that weight and lose it pretty fast. I can guarantee you I will not put it back on. 100%. I will not let it happen. So I'm going to Europe in a couple of weeks. So I'm also very aware of that, but we will be doing lots of walking. And I'm not going to not try stuff, but it's not like I can eat pastries in France or pasta in Italy because I'm gluten-free. So I miss out on that stuff anyway. But, you know, if I see something nice that I want to try, 100% I'm going to do it. I don't want to be an all or nothing, and I never say never as far as that goes. But, like, generally speaking, I dreamed about being where I am now for years. And literally it only took me 6 weeks. 6 weeks, people. You can do it. My dad's lost, I don't know how much he's lost, 15 or 16 kilos or something in a couple of months. And mum's lost about 8 kilos. She's tiny. They're like two little leprechauns together. My sister, she's still working on it, but they drink. So if you drink alcohol, it's super hard. Like if you're a big drinker, and we're going to do another podcast about drinking as well. I don't drink. So, and there's a lot of reasons why, and I'll go into those in another session. But if you're a drinker, that's probably the biggest thing for you to have to give up. And also, I'm not a coffee drinker. Never had coffee. So when you do intermittent fasting, you can have black coffee, but you can't have anything added to it. So that's a real turn off for a lot of people, and that will break your fast as well. So I definitely recommend checking out the Fast 800, looking up intermittent fasting. They call it 16-8. Dr. Jason Fung is fantastic at explaining how it all works and why it's actually good for you. And from what I understand, if you do a calorie deficit thing, like long term, like the Fast 800, you can't do that forever. It will slow down your metabolism over time. But intermittent fasting actually increases your metabolism. So that's the really interesting thing. And as I said, I'm not going to get into it. It's just really worked for me. And I thought, if you're menopausal and you're my age, I'm about to turn 48, why not give it a go? Like, I just feel fabulous. And I just wanted to share that with people because I was so excited. And the walking, oh my God, it just clears your head. And what's really awesome is my husband started joining me in walking. So he gets home from work, and I'll just say to him, do you want to go for a walk? And he's like, yep. And we chat the whole time. And it's really great. We get away from the kids. I know, it's just the two of us. We walk, we feel great after, and just killing more than two birds with one stone. It's just killing a lot of stuff, and it's just like really, really good. So I'm finding that like my dad, we saw how good it was working for him. We wanted to jump on the bandwagon. So I'm hoping you jump on this bandwagon just to feel better. Also, I went and got blood tests last week, and my cholesterol dropped from 5.4 to 3.5. Fuck me. And everything else was awesome. I've got low iron levels, but I always have had. That's another issue, and we'll talk about that in another podcast. But I am off to an appointment now, which I will talk about in another podcast. I really, really, really hope you guys like this. Feel free to comment. I will answer any questions that you have. This is a hobby for me. I've started Bad Mum just because, oh my God, I fucked up the whole time I've been bringing up these kids. They drive me insane. I love them. I want to fix everything for them, but that just fucks them up even more. I've just got so many things in my mind I want to talk about because I just want to make mums feel that you're doing a really good job. Okay, we put a lot of shit on ourselves. We feel a lot of guilt. We always put ourselves last. And it's pretty much time to stop, I think, and maybe start looking after ourselves. Because if we're awesome, actually the rest of the family is. Like, if you're up, usually your husband will be up and your kids will be up. So, and don't get me wrong, I'm not one of those mums. Like, literally, I sometimes really do not like my kids at all. And I want to talk about that, and I want to be super honest because I hate, when you catch up with girlfriends, like, oh my God, how are your kids? Like, oh my God, they're awesome. Like, they're doing this. They're like, oh my God, Tommy's doing this and Tommy's doing that, and fucking, yeah, bullshit. Any of them taking drugs? No, mine don't take drugs. Bullshit. I know they do because my kids took drugs with your kids. So, like, let's open the discussion up to, let's be authentic and real, because I notice when I start like sharing my faults and my downfalls and my kids' faults and downfalls, we've all got them. People open up and go, well, actually, yeah, don't want to say anything, but blah, blah, blah. So if this type of medium and subject helps people to just navigate and work through what works for them, I'm just going to let you know what I do. Look, I swear. Unfortunately, I swear, I don't smoke, I don't drink, I don't do drugs now. And I never even did them massively at all, to be honest. That's time for another podcast. And some funny stories about that, and kids as well. But Yeah, I've got lots to share with you guys. I really hope you like my channel. I'm gonna answer every one of your comments to whoever comments on my post, no matter what the type of media is. I'm not doing this for money. I'm just doing it to, yeah, make other mums feel normal and feel good. So thank you all for tuning into my first podcast. I'm gonna have my website is badmum.com.au, and I've also, if you do bad mum, M-U-M, as us Aussies do it, it'll be diverted to that website as well. So I'm really into pop art. I love it. I've loved it since I was used to do art at school. So that's what my website will be. I really hope you enjoy, guys, and have a fabulous day or night. See ya. Still going.